Good time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and today we are reading about kitchen shrines in The House Witch by Arin Murphy-Hiscock. I'm going to give you a little heads up in that I went to bed really late. 2, I was woken up really early. 3, I look forward to crawling into bed with my husband after this stream. Yes, that is the thing. If you have if we haven't met before, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It's very nice to meet you. If you've been here before, it's so lovely to see you back. I love you guys. Do I have the energy to do this ritual thing? I will leave it up to you guys. Hi, Cat Leo. How's it going, love? I'm going to pull a self-care card because, dagnabbit, I need some self-care today. I am underslept. It's my own fault, really, but it doesn't help that my cat wakes me up at freaking 7 o'clock in the morning. Hi, Bonnie. The 10 of Swords reversed. Where is the deck upside down? Is that a deal? The 10 of Swords reversed. Which means it's not great. 6, 7, 10. Dramatic events have led you to strongly reevaluate all areas of your life. You're letting go of what does not serve you anymore, or purging all the excess baggage so that you can begin a new cycle. Wise from your life experiences. Old beliefs no longer resonate with you, and you are shifting your perspective. Avoiding change to avoid pain just prolongs the inevitable. Personal transformation requires that you let go of something old so that you can make room for something new. Constant thought chatter about worst-case scenarios has you worrying about the future, paralyzing you from living in the present. Take inventory of your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes and clearly label the ones you want to keep and the ones you want to throw away. Allow your awareness to help you grow from your experiences. So that's the thing. Hi, Jace. Hi, Bonnie. How's it going, guys? I am tired. And I'm leaving it up to you guys as to whether or not I do the grounding ritual this morning. I don't know that I have the energy. I don't know that I have the energy. Okay, creating images for your shrine. Cool. Boop, 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 boop. Rather than using found objects for your shrine, you can make images to represent the guardians or deities that you feel guide you in your kitchen. Or you can make representations of those entities and energies you wish to invoke in your hearth to attract more of the same or to be guiding lights. Hi, Orla. Hi, Christina. Hippo, birdie, cat. Good time zones. Yes. For this project, you can use self-hardening clay, also known as air-drying clay, which does not require baking to set, or you can use a heat-dried clay or another modeling substance. Work on a flat surface covered with plastic or newspaper to protect it from the clay. Before I crack my voice and break out coughing. Harping barter cat. Oh, I get it. Tanjobi. Omerito. Hi, Katerina. Hi, Raven. I am not as sprightly as I typically am because I am sorely underslept. Fellow Capricorn. Before you begin, decide what kind of shape or figure you wish to sculpt or form. It doesn't have to be a literal portrayal of the spirit or deity you feel drawn to. Allow yourself to be inspired. Perhaps spend a few minutes with a pencil and paper doodling shapes or ideas for the figure. If you are making a figure to represent an abstract principle, again, let your inspiration and instinct guide you. We were up late, and I was up early. So I am now feeling it, and I'm looking at my third cup of coffee, and I could stand to sleep. I could stand to sleep. The mint in this project is associated with abundance. The lavender is associated with peace. The cloves are associated with purification. The basil is associated with harmonious domestic management. The rosemary is associated with protection. The sage is associated with purification. And the salt is associated with purification and prosperity. These items were chosen for their general association with common themes in the practice of home-based spirituality. If there are other herbs whose energies are more appropriate to your chosen spirits or goal, use them instead. You will need Yay! Happy birthday! You will need candle with candle holder, matches or a lighter, self-hardening or heat-dried clay about the size of your fist, color of your choice, a pinch of mint, a pinch of lavender, a pinch of cloves, a pinch of basil, rosemary, sage, and salt, a small dish for the herbs, tools to work the clay, i.e. toothpick, chopstick, skewer, whatever. Small dish of rice or salt. Step 1, take a moment to sit quietly and clear your mind. Take 3 deep breaths. releasing as much physical and mental tension as possible with each exhalation. Light the candle, saying, "Sacred flame, bless my work with your light." Yay! Building inspector, well, you say you've kept everything up to code, but I've been speaking with your 4-year-old and he informed me that the floor is lava. That's a very serious violation. Hilarious. Step 3, knead the clay to soften it. As you visualize the clay glowing with the energy of the deity, spirit, or principle you wish to represent on your altar or shrine. Once it is soft, flatten it out with your hands. Step 4, measure out the herbs and salt into a dish. Hold the dish in your hands and say, "Herbs, I call forth your qualities of protection, peace, harmony, purification, abundance, and prosperity. May my hearth always be blessed by these, and may those who live in this house know good fortune, health, and love." Take 3 deaths. Breaths. Step 5, hold the dish of herbs in front of the candle so that the light of the flame shines on them, and say, "Sacred flame, bless these herbs." Step 6, sprinkle the herbs evenly over the flattened clay. Roll the clay up, then form it into a ball. Knead it again to distribute the herbs throughout the clay. Begin to form the clay into a rough shape approximating your idea for the figure. When you have the basic shape, begin smoothing it. Add details with tools such as toothpick, chopstick, skewer, whatever. Step 8, leave the figure in a safe place to dry. If it has very thick areas, it may need more time to dry out properly. Turn it at some point so that it dries evenly. Step 9, when the figure is dry, you can paint it or leave it as is. Check the packaging of the clay for suggestions regarding what kind of paint to use. Step 10, place the figure on your shrine. Place a small dish of salt, rice, olive oil, or some other kind of offering by it. In your own words, thank the deity, spirit, or principle for its blessings, and ask that it remain always by your hearth and bless your home. Create shrines throughout the home. The information regarding altars and shrines is applicable to any room in your house. If you're lucky enough to have a fireplace in your home, try to use the mantelpiece, which I have no mantle because they tried to be modern with it, as a shrine to the things you hold sacred. Photos of family, original artwork, candles, mirrors, colors and textures, statues, or figurines all can be used to evoke a sense of your home and of your connection with the sacred principles in your life, as well as the divine. Consider making it a family altar with input from all members. Remember, wherever the spiritual heart of your home is located, an altar or shrine can help confirm it and make it feel more real to you. All the suggestions here are easily applied or altered to create a shrine elsewhere in the home. Shrines and altars don't need to be permanent. Yeah, I have one set up for just my blanket forts. I usually do a shrine to Saraswati. I recently enlisted a guardian to guard it, and I have a whole bunch of witchy shit from Goddess Provisions. So I can burn incense and, do the witchy things. It's fine. Shrines and altars don't need to be permanent. You can set one up for a specific event, for a period in your life, or for a season. They can be set up anywhere in the home. Denise Lynn's beautiful book, Altars, Bringing Sacred Shrines into Your Everyday Life, is an inspirational resource for this activity, as is Jean McCann's Altars and Icons, Sacred Spaces in Everyday Life. Both are illustrated in full color and demonstrate the wide variety of ways that people collect, arrange, and situate sacred displays that reflect and honor certain ideals, principles, milestones, or loved ones. Acting mindfully in the kitchen. If the kitchen is serving as the modern spiritual hearth, it stands to reason that any and all activity done in the room may qualify as having the potential for spiritual application. It's not as easy as declaring anything done within the kitchen is spiritual, however. While living one's life is a sacred undertaking, it's hard to argue that taking out the trash qualifies as spiritual. The key is to be in a spiritual headspace while performing certain tasks. If we argue that every moment has the potential to be spiritual, then what is required is a method of initializing that potential and making it real. Performing an action with awareness, also known as acting mindfully, offers this possibility. Doing something with awareness is also known as being fully within the moment. Being in the moment means not thinking about what has happened previous to the present or what you have to do next. It's granting the present task or situation your entire attention and focus and allowing it to unfold without forcing it or insisting that it occur in one way or another. Why is this considered a desirable thing? The main benefit of staying in the moment is that it engenders less stress. The position is relatively stress-free because there isn't an emphasis on, oh no, I forgot to do something, or anxiety about what you have to do later, so it's more positive. This state is also more receptive to the healing and rejuvenating energy your spiritual hearth can provide. Being in the moment can help you appreciate the feel of your home and the impact your spiritual hearth has upon the people within it. Perhaps the most important guiding principle for acting mindfully is to perform one task at a time. Multitasking is almost instinctive in today's world, but fight the drive to do as much as possible at once. You can't give your full attention to something if you are already dividing your attention between a number of tasks. By allowing yourself to focus on one single task, you are allowing yourself to absorb as much information as possible about it and opening yourself to the spiritual energies involved, maximizing the potential for benefit. Being in the moment sounds easy. If you've ever tried it, however, it isn't as simple as it sounds. Here are some suggestions to help you be in the moment. What sounds do you hear? Be aware of your environment. What is the light like? What are the smells around you? This helps anchor you in the real world that is around you right now. Be aware of yourself. How does your physical body feel? What are the textures of the clothes against your skin? How do you feel internally on a physical level? What is your emotional state? Do not judge any of these things. Simply accept them for what they are. Imagine that you are seeing what is in front of you for the very first time. Come at it with new eyes. Don't simply accept what you see. Observe it and allow yourself to simply absorb the details instead of assuming that you know what is there because you see it every day. Take at least 3 deep, slow breaths. This is a commonly used technique to aid grounding or reconnecting to the energy of the earth. It also features the bonus of delivering a good shot of oxygen to the lungs, which in turn oxygenates the blood. It's impractical to let me try this again. It's impractical to consciously focus on every single move you make throughout the day as being spiritual. If you did, you'd likely go slightly mad under all the perceived pressure and repercussions. It's generally enough to touch base with your spiritual hearth once a day and ask that your actions be blessed throughout the day. Make some moments special. While it may be hard to make every action spiritual, you can mark certain actions or series of actions as consciously spiritual. Preparing a meal, for example, or tidying the kitchen are excellent examples of actions that can be consciously recognized as spiritual. It helps if you consciously assert this before each instance of the task. An excellent way to do this is to wash your hands. Water is considered a purifying element apart from the basic physical association of cleaning with soap and water. Of course, my Discord decides to push. Where was I? Washing your hands with awareness makes an excellent trigger to signify the beginning of a spiritual act. It also provides a method of reconnecting to your spiritual hearth throughout the day, as it is frequently performed action that can remind you to pause and reach out to engage with the power contained within your spiritual hearth, to restore or refresh yourself. Think of washing your hands as preparing yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually for the spiritual activity. Here's an example of how to use washing your hands as a spiritual trigger. Not a fan of this nonsense, aging is pulse. Yeah, I have this thing like hanging out right along my shoulder blade. I think I can sleep it off, but it's a beast right now. Okay, step 1. Focus on being in the moment. Step 2, turn the water on and let it run over your hands. Visualize the water washing away any negative or undesired energy. Also, no touchy. Yeah. Step 3. Apply soap and wash your hands, keeping yourself in the moment. Notice how the soap feels on your skin, what the sensation of soapy skin over soapy skin feels like. Step 4, rinse the soap off. Take 3 deep, slow breaths, releasing any tension or stress you may be holding as you exhale. Step 5, dry your hands with a clean cloth. If you like, you can say a small prayer that you create yourself or speak from the heart as you wash your hands. For performing these steps with awareness and acknowledging that washing your hands is a spiritual act, you are signaling to your conscious and subconscious minds that you consider what you are about to do as important. This is an excellent way to begin and end your day as well. It provides you with an opportunity to be quiet and still for a moment and to acknowledge the sanctity of the spiritual heart of your home. It is a moment of honoring it with respect and honoring yourself as an integral element of that hearth. Doing it at the beginning of the day is a way to approach the day with openness and thanksgiving. Doing it last thing at night before you turn off the kitchen light is a way to quietly thank your hearth. I have an electric massager that might be able to work out the worst of it. I use corners and do a bear scratching tree motion. It doesn't take it totally away, but it gets the job done. Yeah. Bringing spirituality to your kitchen. Part of the trick to maintaining a home-based spiritual practice is to remind yourself frequently that your everyday life is a spiritual activity. The best way to do this is to establish a certain set of rituals to perform every day. Some domestic activities that are set apart as ceremonial in some way and done with awareness and intent, not full-fledged ceremonial rituals in your kitchen. Although if you want to do something like that, then go right ahead. Regular tasks such as making coffee or setting the table are great opportunities to link a spiritual thought or act. I make a ritual out of putting together my coffee, and then I stir it counterclockwise. No, I stir it clockwise. Yeah, I stir it clockwise to bring good things to me. And then I go and I cleanse myself with clove. Amazon. Let's see. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as basic as using the task to remind yourself that what you are doing is spiritual, just as everything else you do during the day and night that is spiritual. Here are some suggestions for what you can do to add more spiritual awareness to your kitchen-based activities. Meditate. Meditation can be as simple as sitting down in a tidy kitchen, or at least one free of crumbs, juice spills, and a stack of dishes in the sink, with a cup of tea, doing a series of body relaxing exercises, and then just opening yourself up to the energy of the room and your home. You can choose something to think about or just let your mind drift. Yeah. Paying down various debts. Make offerings. If you have a kitchen altar or shrine, touch base with it at least once a day. Offerings don't have to be big affairs. A pinch of an herb you're using to season a stew, a candle, even just a touch and whispered "thank you for being here" can do the trick. I am thinking about making a little, maybe bringing down my Altoid shrine. I have like a travel shrine that is a Altoid tin, and I can change out the pictures and stuff. $80 is still $80, my love. It can wait. Yeah. Make housework spiritual by recognizing the sacred in the tasks. Oh, Tiger Balm or something. Yeah, but he doesn't have, like, someone who can put this Tiger Balm on the back. If you're washing the dishes or mopping the floor, think about scrubbing the negativity away to reveal a pure and free object behind. Think of sweeping the kitchen like sweeping a temple. A clean place of worship or honoring is done out of respect for the deity or principle you are honoring. Okay. Give it some thought, Raven. We're just concerned about your comfort. Prepare food with awareness. Instead of throwing something together for a meal, take the time to be in the moment as you assemble it. More on this in Chapter 9. Consume food with awareness, which I do. Some of us may associate saying grace before a meal with parental discipline, but it's a lovely idea. One such example is the Japanese Shinto practice of taking a moment before eating to thank the people who raised, harvested, transported, and were otherwise involved in getting the food from its natural state to your table. Even if it's as simple, bless the hands that touch this food. A phrase like this, spoken in quiet thanks, provides you with a moment to reconnect with the world around you and the energy it emits. Katerina. Money is money. There is no budget. Wipe counters. When you wipe counters down at night, think of clearing away all the clutter of thoughts and events that happened during the day, leaving both your hearth and your mind calm and balanced. Light a candle. There's something very calming and spiritual about lighting a candle. It's a particularly fitting act for excuse me. Oh, goodness. Try choosing a special candle holder and placing it on your kitchen shrine or somewhere particular in your kitchen and lighting it before you begin work. Keep safety in mind when you choose where to place it. As you light it, visualize or speak aloud a welcome to the essence of the flame and the blessing it bestows upon your hearth. If a candle isn't your thing, or you want to try something different, see the following section on oil lamps. Hi, Jenny. How you doing, love? Yeah. Take it easy. We're glad you're still with us. Take it easy, love. I understand, but you know, as the flame is one of the most common representations of the sacred, particularly in hearth-related spiritual paths, lighting a candle or some other kind of flame is a natural thing to do when you wish to have a physical representation of your spiritual hearth in the kitchen. As mentioned in Chapter 2, an eternal flame is used by many temples, churches, and shrines to signify the presence of the divine. Candles are lovely, but need to be replaced on a frequent basis, and the heat of the kitchen, as well as the drafts created by the heat moving, can make them burn unevenly or can even damage the candle depending on where you place it. Man, I have like a thing right here, and it's a simple pimple. Simple pimple. Not a teenager. What the fuck? Candles are lovely, but they need to be replaced. Additionally, the open flame may make you nervous. A good solution to these problems is to use an oil-burning lamp, such as a hurricane lamp or some variation of it, also known as kerosene lamps or paraffin lamps. Lamps like this are fueled by liquid oil that is contained within the base. A wick of cloth or other fiber runs from the oil up through the neck of the lamp, and the flame burns at the tip of the wick. Fuel is constantly drawn up the wick through capillary action. Usually the flame of an oil lamp is protected by a glass chimney, which allows the light to be seen and cast out into the room while protecting the flame from drafts. The height of the flame may be adjusted by turning a small screw that raises and lowers the wick, increasing or decreasing the amount of wick exposed above the fuel in the base. There is another style of lamp that is sometimes referred to as an Aladdin lamp, but is more correctly called a deepa. A deepa, literally lamp, is a Hindu oil lamp made from roughly oil clay shape. A Hindu lamp made from a roughly oval clay dish or bowl with one elongated end forming a small open spout channel in which is laid a wick formed of twisted cotton that draws the oil in the bowl up to feed the flame burning at the other end of the wick at the edge of the spout. There is often a handle at the other end of the oval. Deepas in temples can be impressive brass candelabra-shaped affairs holding these shallow dishes where candles would be placed, a wick burning in each one. Deepa-style lamps burning olive or other thick oils do not catch fire if tipped. The oil simply spreads and the flame dies out. The simplest kind of oil lamp can be made from any heat-safe dish and a wick from thin cotton string. Cut a piece of string about 3 inches long and tie a knot in the middle of it. Trim the string until there is 1 inch on one side and approximately ½ an inch on the other. Take a small piece of tin foil, about a quarter inch square. Make a hole in it with a thumbtack or pushpin and thread the knotted string through it so that the knot rests on top. Bend the corners of the foil slightly up to make a dish. Float the square of foil on the top of the oil in the dish, knot side up. Wait a few minutes to allow the string to absorb the oil, then light it. Trim this wick as necessary to avoid smoking and to obtain the best flame. Create your own lamp. That sounds fun. You can create a lamp out of any kind of container made from non-flammable material. Making your own lamp provides you with the opportunity to design it to reflect the spiritual goals you'll be using it for. Try making your own dish out of clay, shaping it to whatever style or shape you desire or feel inspired to mold. Dry it, glaze it to seal the inside surface, and fire it in a kiln. Check your city's listings for ceramic groups or shops that can provide this service or that can help you make the dish on site. Local schools may also offer evening workshops or classes. My leg is asleep. You can experiment with the following materials to find the perfect wick for your homemade lamp. In all cases, be certain that your material is 100% cotton and not blended with anything. So, waxed candle wicks, make sure there's no metal wire inside. Spools of braided round or square wicking for candles. Cotton batting loosely twisted into a wick-like shape. And cotton kitchen string can also work. Make sure to use a saucer or dish under the lamp if you're using one that has a wick laying against the lip of the container. The capillary action that feeds the wick can leak oil over the edge. Which means next time I go looking at thrift stuff, which I've been doing a lot on Etsy, I will look for lamp things. Oil lamps and the divine. Lighting an oil lamp when you work in the kitchen is a lovely way to signify that you are aware of the presence of the divine. You can light this before each session in the kitchen or first thing each morning. Safety indicates that you should extinguish it before you leave the house. As you do, say a prayer or something as simple as, although I extinguish the physical flame, the spiritual flame continues to burn both at the shrine and in my heart. Say this each time you extinguish the flame, and say something similar when you relight it when you return to the kitchen, such as, I physically relight this sacred flame, reflecting the spiritual flame that burns continually at this shrine and in my heart. When lighting it first thing in the morning, a more involved prayer is appropriate. Something along these lines, for example. Sacred flame, symbol of purity and life, I light you now and invoke your sanctity. Descend upon the members of this household and upon this room. Bless every person who enters it. Grant us peace, health, protection, and joy. I thank you for your many blessings, sacred flame. At the end of the day, extinguish the flame. This is associated with the traditional smoring of the hearth, the banking of the coals and embers to keep them alive but protected so that a fire could be easily built and lit the next morning. See chapter 2, A prayer such as the following can be said. Sacred flame, symbol of purity and life, I extinguish your physical form, although never your sanctity. We are grateful for your many blessings. Keep our family and home safe throughout the night. I thank you for your many blessings, sacred flame. Tending to your lamp. The oil lamp provides you with a visible reminder of the spiritual hearth. Tending the lamp can be a satisfying act that engages you with physical activity while serving a spiritual function. Here are some things you'll need to consider for the care and functioning of your lamp. The basic fuel used for oil lamps is kerosene, a clear, thin, water-like liquid with a slightly greasy feel to it. It is usually sold in two forms, kerosene and paraffin oil. Pure paraffin oil is a refined kerosene that burns with very little soot and odor, making it a good choice for indoor wick lamps. It is not a liquid form of paraffin wax. Always use the purest form of oil that you can afford or find to minimize airborne byproducts that may be hazardous to your health. Never use other fuels or oils that are not designed for indoors, such as the fumes created may be toxic. Avoid buying colored or scented lamp oils, as the fumes from the burning additives that lend the color and the scent may not be safe to breathe. Keep any oil lamp out of the reach of children as well as the fuel. In general, the thinner oils with watery-like consistency or viscosity work best in closed hurricane lamps, while thicker oils like olive oil or castor oil work better in a Deepa-style lamp. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Yeah, I don't know. An oil lamp that burns olive oil is a particularly appropriate piece of equipment for this purpose, as opposed to an oil lamp that burns paraffin. Why use fossil fuel when you can burn a plant-based oil that is likely already in your kitchen? Yeah, I know what you mean, Raven. Oh. Additionally, the burning of the oil can be seen as an offering, which ties together the oil lamp and the idea of offerings made to the spirits of the hearth nicely. Olive oil is of a thicker viscosity than kerosene, and the capillary action that draws the kerosene up the wick in a hurricane lamp is not strong enough to draw thicker oils to feed the flame. Therefore, if you are looking to use a thicker oil as fuel for a presence flame, consider the dippa or a dish-based style of lamp. Be vigilant about keeping the wick trimmed so that the oil does not gum up the wick and slow down or stop capillary action. Olive oil is shipped from many miles away, and for that reason you may object to it on an ethical basis for the transportation and fuel expended in bringing it to you. Other vegetable oils can be used as fuels for lamps as well, with varying degrees of success and brightness of flame, such as coconut oil, castor oil, palm oil, and sweet almond oil. Clarified butter was used as a lamp oil in India, as Hindu culture holds the cow as sacred, and thus offerings of dairy products were often made. And that's the end of the chapter. Tomorrow we'll talk about using the hearthcraft to protect your home. We will talk about that tomorrow. I really want this cap to go with my green exercise outfit, but $40 fucking for a cap is just nonsense. That is nonsense. And to add insult to injury, only the particular color that I want is this expensive. What the hell did you do, Adidas? Well, it's Adidas. It's that. That's that. Oh. How are you guys doing this morning? Besides painful bodies, of course. Besides painful bodies. I think I might do a video or something where I make a statue for my shrine, for my kitchen shrine. $20 for a cap is still on the expensive side. Yeah! That's nuts, dude. That is nuts. Would you guys mind terribly if we ended early? You can use a tennis ball or a foam ball to work out kinks on the floor bed. That is true. Finally, fully calmed down, coffee and ready to clean. How are you? I am tired. I am tired. I'm eagerly awaiting going back to bed. I was going to ask my 7 viewers how you feel if I were to go to bed. I have a turkey in the oven and mac and cheese is now in the crock pot. I want to cook and eat food that makes me happy. Also, my parents gave me a turkey. What if tennis balls on the floor is your kink? I'm a fan of bed. Nap time is important. Today is feasible. Bills are paid, fed, enjoying playing video games while I do laundry. Nice. That is awesome. If you liked this video at any point talking about kitchen shrines, please hit the like button. And if you want to see what the rest of this book is like, and we're a good chunk into it. We're like halfway into it. We're going to talk about protecting your home with wards. That will be tomorrow. Please subscribe, maybe even ring that bell to know when I go live. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.